listeners, and welcome back to the Skylight Books podcast series. You're here for Better Than the Movie. Better Than the Movie is the monthly, sort of monthly, we try to be monthly series where three booksellers get together with a talented guest to discuss movie adaptations of books. It's a little bit off. We're doing this one remote, but I am your co-host, Justin Remer.
I'm Allan Traylor.
We do not have a Tyler Austin. He is gallivanting around Europe. But we do have a talented guest who is also a fellow bookseller. And his name is Sina Grace. Hello, Sina.
Hello.
Hi, guys. I can be Tyler too. Baseball. How does this come back to a league of their own?
Yeah. That's a good start.
Maybe throw in some golf references.
Yeah, football
work on
too.
your swing. Yeah.
Putt. Knicks.
Yeah.
Wrong team.
There you go.
Wrong team.
It's like he's here. No, he loves the Knicks.
Oh, he does. I should get a baseball capper right now, but
very excited to have Sina here for multiple reasons, because we have gone back into the realm of comics. We are talking about the adaptation of a graphic novel. And this is a rare one because usually the big franchise movies don't actually adapt one graphic novel. Usually it's like a vague run and they take pieces of everything. But we're talking today about Supergirl, directed by Craig Gillespie and based on the graphic novel Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, written by Tom King with art by... Do you know the authors? How to pronounce the authors?
I'm 90%. Yeah, I'm 90% sure it's Bilquis Evely, but I should have checked before. But I'm pretty sure it's Bilquis.
That sounds
good. I'll text
someone.
Someone.
And then I'm thinking, is it colors by Mateus Lopez?
Yeah.
And lettering by Clayton Cowles. And you have a certain connection to super characters, Sina. Maybe lay that out for us.
Yeah, I've worked at DC for the past 5 or 6 years, and I got to write and draw a book called Superman, The Harvests of Youth, which is about a teenage Clark Kent. And I've worked in the Metropolis field. I did some stuff with his son, John Kent, and I did a story about Lex Luthor. I have not gotten to do anything with Supergirl, but I have worked with Supergirl, Melissa Benoist's co-star, Nicole Maines, who is Dreamer. So that's as close as I've gotten to Kara. There's a really good, I think it's an elementary school grade book that Brandon T. Snyder put out. But so aside from him, I think they really try to do a good job of staffing that book with female writers or lady writers or femme writers of any variety. So I'm not in the mix right now for being considered for Supergirl stories, but I really like the character, and this was a good excuse to finish reading the book. This podcast we're on.
Yeah, might try a Tootsie situation, get in that writer's room.
Yeah, you know what? Because it worked so well for Akira Yoshida. I mean, if anyone can pull off a modern Tootsie, it is me. Also, I've thought a lot about a modern day Tootsie.
Really?
Yeah, well, I saw the movie and I was like, it's undeniably funny. It's undeniably really good, and the concept is not that problematic. There's just a few things you would need to do nowadays to just cover your bases. You know what I mean?
Right.
You would just need 3 trans actresses in the movie occupying different roles to point to things that would make this problematic. And then I think the deception aspect, because that's the whole thing, right? With secret identities and romance stories is that's you built the whole thing on a lie, and it's always hard nowadays to think about that. But that has nothing to do with Supergirl, because
no, but still fascinating.
But everyone in space knows she's Supergirl. Sort of in this movie.
Seemingly they do, but no one seems to really care in both the book and the movie, except for the villains, I would say, in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the book, there's this little vein of contempt for Kryptonians.
Yeah.
Tiny little vein.
In theory, this is like the restarting of the cinematic version of the DC universe. So like these versions of like Superman and Supergirl haven't been around as long as the versions in the book. Like the
Right.
versions in the book have had enough time to become sort of infamous throughout the galaxy, and like this is so that's a little mismatch there. But
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
I was going to ask Allan, what's your history with like Supergirl as a character?
I mean, really, almost nothing. I'm pretty sure I watched the movie from 1980. Don't remember it at all. I think this is maybe the first time I've encountered a character outside of like part of a Superman story, you know? Like I've never read like a solo adventure with the character. So I was curious to see like the take on it. Because I know that's like the whole point of the movie is to like sort of like Sina was mentioning the other day, like give her a personality and like show like how she's different from her cousin. And I was curious to see that the comic doesn't really do that because it is, like you said, relying on years and years of already established knowledge, I guess. And it's more about the relationship between her and her young ward, essentially, which I found was kind of interesting. I see why they changed it for the movie because it's called Supergirl. But the comic is really about oh shit, what's her name? I forgot her name.
Ruthie.
Yeah, Ruthie. It's really about her more than anything else.
Yeah, it's her very verbose recounting
yes.
of the odyssey they went on together. But like so for people who don't know the basic plot, it's True Grit, but this girl's family is slaughtered by what is essentially like a space pirate, and he
becomes a space pirate.
Well, in the book.
Yeah.
In the book, yeah.
Yeah. And she hires Supergirl to avenge her family's death. And I honestly I feel like the whole reason they made this movie and the whole reason they based it off this book was just the clever use of her going to a planet with a red sun so she can get fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, because that's where in both iterations, that's where you find Kara, is like she's on this planet simply because her powers are weakened and she can get wasted. And then from there, they go on this thing together. But the book was like, are we allowed to talk about full spoilers here? Or should we keep some things a mystery?
No, I mean, I think in general, the podcast, we really get into stuff, but just, let folks know we're about to spill it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to avoid exact plot moments, but yeah, fast forward like 25 seconds if you don't want to hear this. But I feel like in the book, there was this nice little turn at the end where, actually, no, we'll wait till later. I just realized I want to talk about the ending. Let's talk about the ending later. We can talk about everything else that happened in between.
I mean, it is one of those endings that, like, in the movie, you're like, well, how are they going to, like, thread this needle? The book has such an interesting way of threading the needle, and I feel like the movie does something else. I mean, it does do something else, but I think
they changed a few things. Like in the movie, there is now a 72-hour timeline. Like she has 72 hours. Oh, because right. So here's the other thing listeners need to know. In both versions, her dog Crypto incidentally gets wounded with a poison arrow. Yeah. The only person who has the cure is this pirate. So they run across space to go get this pirate. So there's stakes for Kara. And when you meet her
but it is funny that is, supposed to be, I mean, it makes more sense, I guess, as a ticking clock in the movie. Cause like in the book, I'm like, wait, how much time has passed?
It's like months and months. Yeah. They mention it a couple times. It's like several months. They actually get to know each other.
I'm like, either the dog is dead or like needs to be fed or like, what's going on?
Yeah, she left that dog alone, and they get like mega stranded a lot. And that's and the movie starts off with a lot of those same beats, whether they're truncated or not. But like once they let the villain cook, I think that's where sort of the movie loses its way a little bit. Because he's not particularly compelling. And
no, but I did love his recurring gag of always finding food to eat in every room that he's in.
Oh, I didn't even. Oh, yeah, because
I thought it
he
was
had the milk.
endlessly hilarious. Yes, he had the milk. He had like the pie. The first scene, every scene he's in, he's grabbing the food
Oh
that's there
yeah, he
and
eats
eating
the pie. I wish he was handsome because in the book,
it.
the guy's handsome. Like he's
Yeah,
kind of Adonis looking, but malevolent, and he's dressed kind of like Corsair from the Marvel books, like
yeah.
Cyclops' dad. And in the
Oh,
movie,
that's true. Yeah,
yeah, in the movie they just make him like a Battlefield Earth villain.
yeah. I thought
Um,
the design was pretty uninspired too. I kind of like their face jewelry and how they all had different versions of it, but it was like
yeah,
generic Mad Max Fury Road get up, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is kind of ridiculous.
And also the face, like, yeah, what you called it, jewelry or whatever, like the ornamentation.
Yeah.
This is a reference maybe only you will get, but it reminded me of Marked for Death, the Steven Seagal movie. Like, also like the bad guy in that. Anyhow,
Oh
I
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
was I was just like, you're going for that villain look, okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
it's weird because they adapt, which I can't believe I didn't realize. You are absolutely correct. This is just True Grit, but in space.
well, that was Justin.
Um,
Justin, I mean, I've heard it before,
yeah,
but Justin reminded me.
yeah, 1,000%. I can't believe I didn't clock that, but absolutely, that's what the plot of the story is. But in adapting this version of the character, which doesn't deal with Supergirl that much really as a character, other than some of the like demons that she's like still struggling with through the lens of another person, they just have to kind of create reasons for the movie to be more about her, and what they add is not nearly as compelling, I think.
Yeah,
Or at least in the function of the story, because again, the story it's Ruth's story, and it's, I don't know, I feel like they should have like maybe merged two different stories together
yeah.
to have more concrete like foundation.
Well, yeah, they did. They merged the story that they were adapting, and then some random Lobo comic. They
Oh
merged
right,
that.
yeah.
I gotta say, yeah, the Lobo appearance, like I read a review and they were like, Jason Momoa's Lobo kind of has the Channing Tatum as Gambit effect, where it's like
Yeah,
a
it does.
director just like did them a solid and let them do really high end cosplay.
And a vaguely hard to understand accent as well sometimes, I find.
I felt like it was him doing Beetlejuice.
Oh, that's interesting. See, it kept feeling vaguely Cajun at times to me, and I was like, I don't really remember Lobo, but I don't think he's Cajun. But like, I found the accent to be like impenetrable at times.
But it's also
Yeah,
but it's also one of those things too, because like one of the things that like I don't even know Lobo really, but like one of the things he does is he says Bastich, and it
Yeah.
always sounded so like false, like a false note every time Jason Momoa said Bastich. I'm like,
like he was scared to say it too. Like he's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'll say this. Well, first of all, I just asked someone at DC how to say her name, and I believe it's Bilquis or something like that. So it's more,
Okay.
instead of quiz, it's keys, like the east sound from fleece. But then also I was told, purse your lips for the bill, like you're blowing a W sound instead of an L sound. Your tongue shouldn't touch the top front two teeth for bill the way you would for bill or pill. Think of
Whoa.
RuPaul saying will pill.
Wow.
So Bilquis. There we go. So that's
Okay.
how we say it.
I see.
Watch us say that to the customers. That's going to really land well.
With the full explanation too.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but you have to do
Pill.
the newscaster thing. It was like, oh, did you want Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow by Tom King and Keith Evely?
Go full accent.
Yeah.
But well, that's the thing too, because like the book. So all right, something way different than the book is like I think like Kara's very just like kind of straightforward, noble type character in the book, and then in the movie she's pluckier, moodier, has more attitude.
Well, also she doesn't. Yeah, she lets it show in the movie, and I think there's a lot of like those word bubbles of Ruthie saying that like, oh, Supergirl keeps up this facade of being Supergirl, but like she's got the roiling inside.
There's like yeah,
Yeah.
I think I liked that about the book. I liked that aspect. I'm fine losing it in order to create this Supergirl that's different than Clark Kent. And I like the idea that her version of grieving Krypton is like so different than Clark's. And I think that was I think that was effective in the movie. Yeah, I liked her, that Millie Alcock or whatever, she's great. But the one thing that like struck me was like for anyone who hasn't seen this book, like every fucking issue is like a sci-fi masterpiece of like world design and creature design, and every planet and ship they're on just looks even if it doesn't look all different from each other, it doesn't look like what we think like space is typically. I don't know. I just feel like in
Yeah.
the movie we ended up getting it just looked like leftover sets from like Firefly and Serenity, you know?
Yeah.
Every planet they were on just looked
Or
like
Guardians. Yeah.
yeah, and I was just like, why wouldn't you use these like cool, spindly, castle-y type places just even for like one establishing shot? Because that's the, you know, that's the magic. And same with the color art in that book. Like, why wasn't a single sky? Why wasn't a single sky like magenta? Is that hard to do?
Yeah, it's not a very good looking movie, I don't think. I was even having like, especially when it's like some of the action scenes, I was like, I can't really see what's going on here. And I know I should probably see what's going on because that's all that's going on. I just don't think, I think it was just kind of a dark and not very aesthetically pleasing movie,
I think
but not for choice. I think it was just kind of maybe time or something.
I read an article that was saying there were competing cuts and that they refilmed the ending, that the original final fight wasn't working. And so they went back and reshot it, which is probably why it has the same problem the Ezra Miller Flash movie has, which is like, it's just a desert fight scene because those are cheaper to, but like, what the fuck? Like literally just like, oh, we're driving around the fight. So there's a dust circle.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it becomes Fury Road. Like, no shit. Just Fury Road at the end there.
Part of the story of the book is that they're on the trail of the brigands. Krem of the Yellow Hills is the villain. He has hooked up with these brigands, and they're all, you know, psychopaths, and they just go to towns and lay waste to everyone. So it's sort of like Supergirl and Ruthie are showing up at the aftermath of all this killing again and again and again, and almost is there, you know, I think the screenwriter's name is like Ana Noguera. I'm sorry if I screwed that up. I'm sure I did. The like screenwriter way of like being like, well, we can't show this much stuff, so how do I make it obvious that they're bad and they're human traffickers? Yeah. And it feels like a very trendy shorthand for like, these are like the worst of the worst. But also, I think there's one part where literally like the young women that are being trafficked are referred to as the brides. And I'm like, that's straight up Fury Road.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
That was frustrating.
Also, the brigands, their society is so dumb in the movie. They're just like Mountain Dew drinking Reddit dudes, stealing women and killing people. It's like, yeah, it's just like, who cares, man? This is so pointless. It feels like I kept waiting because I hadn't read the book first. I kept waiting to be like, oh, well, who's the actual fucking villain of this movie?
Oh no, you thought you were going to get something classier.
I kept thinking I was going to get someone who was like, oh yeah, I'm doing all this because I don't know, I'm trying to make my own Supergirl, some shit like that. I don't know. I was expecting something. And I kind of respected being like, I guess, lower stakes than like the whole universe is at risk.
Yeah.
But because we don't know a single one of like the captured women or girls, it's like, why not like let us know like the story of one of them, kind of, at least, you know, like obviously you should care about these women in general, but like give us one name, something to like lean on.
It just felt like a steak on a steak. In this, I don't know. Yeah. There are enough stakes. Okay, here. All right, we can start talking about the ending now.
Okay. We can talk about whatever we want.
We haven't really talked about the beginning, but yes, let's talk about the ending now, and then we'll go back.
So the movie starts with a Sleigh Bells song. Good job. 20 minutes later, the movie has a Rilo Kiley song. Good job. Then after that, it's bad needle drops. After that, it's all bad needle drops. So the ending of the book is they finally get to this guy Kara is like fighting his entire battalion of ships because they have this weird law where if one of them's like under siege, all of them come to fight or whatever. And Ruthie's alone with him, and she's like about to kill him. Then she doesn't. And then Kara's like, I'm gonna do it. And then Ruthie's like, no, no, none of us should do it. None of us should kill him. And then she recounts every lesson of like grace, love, and compassion that she has learned from Kara every step of the way. That every chapter
Yeah.
is her actually like learning about doing something the right way, doing some, you know, and she's like, I'm not going to kill you. Like that's like, she learns the lesson and she says it. Kara doesn't have to tell it to her. So they don't kill him. They send,
it's really kind of beautiful.
Yeah. They send him to the Phantom Zone. He's there 300 years and he comes back a changed man. In this movie, Kara just yells at her, tells her not to do it. Then she fucking guts the guy.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like the book, which is, let's talk about this. In the book, she's like, Crypto's not sick. Crypto's fine. She's like, hello, I'm Supergirl. Like that dog went to like a space hospital and he has been fine for months. I just like,
I was worried about you, so I decided to tag along.
Yeah. She's like, I did this so you'd learn something. Like, and along the way, I saved a bunch of people and planets and blah, blah, blah. And I just think, so if in the movie Crypto needed the medication, then those are real stakes. We did not need to add the Mad Max plot at the end. You know what I mean? Like if she really needed this thing, that's fine. That's enough to keep me watching for 2 hours. You know what I mean? They did such a good job of making the CG dog. Oh my God, the breathing noises that dog did. Like my dog died of cancer, and just like my dog's like, troubled breathing when he was sick. It's like they did that. Like my friend was like, I went with my friend and he like got upset at one point because of that stuff. It's like, you had it. We don't need these like women in a cage that like Kara's like, oh fuck, I gotta save them too.
She has to be reminded. She's like, by the way, there's like still trapped in the exploding ship.
Yeah, I was just so mad. But anyway, but the movie does start off like pretty good, and they do a great job of playing with her relationship with her powers. Because that's the fun part of the book too.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that the movie does so much more, is that it basically has to keep being like, well, how did we make her not super? Because it starts off with she's gone to a planet with a red sun so she can get drunk and feel the effects.
Yeah.
Because it's only with the power of a yellow sun that she's Supergirl.
Yeah.
Then it does constantly become a game throughout the whole movie. Is like, is she going to have the yellow sun so she can deliver? Ba 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 da ba da da. And also, I forget where I saw this, but someone else pointed out that like when Krem busts out some kryptonite, it's like, how do you even know that this is a thing? Like in the book version, like I said, like they've been in the universe and sort of infamous for like, years. But like if she's just sort of been kicking around, like how do you know about Krypton?
Yeah, no one seems to really know about them in the movie version.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be known because the planet blew up decades ago. Then the weird city of Argo is floating, like untouched by anybody. So like, how would anyone know that these? I mean, unless I don't know, but yeah, and that I feel like they even fumbled that too. So like in the book, they've
got the space version of Google, I guess. They're like, oh, I found out what the deal with Kryptonians. Cool.
I was also surprised, given that so much more the movie is about her struggles with identity and finding herself and having a bender. I was like, how do they not include the one scene where she like takes like the fucking red pills? Like she basically juices to like finish that battle. I was like, I can't believe they didn't include that one.
Oh yeah, she turns into like a fire phoenix, right?
Yeah, she's like, someone's got reds, right? He's like, I've got some for like medical reasons. She's like, hand them over, and then
that was
like
money.
Destroys them. Yeah, crazy. They didn't choose that.
Yeah, why not spend your money? Why?
But I guess taking drugs is too far. Alcohol is like sort of, I guess, humorous to a family audience, I guess, but drugs are too much, maybe.
Yeah, drugs goes a little euphoria, I guess.
Yeah.
She's not Sydney Sweeney, this Millie Alcock. But she... Yeah, wait, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so then in both versions, they get duped and they end up on a green planet because there's a green sun. And sort of once again, like in the book, it's an opportunity for the characters to both show off their strengths, like Ruthie and Supergirl. And instead, in this one, Supergirl's all weak in the movie. She's hiding, in the shade. Ruthie's like, I'll go get you some water, which also, too, is like the whole water thing in the book was so clever.
Yeah.
But then in the movie, it's just more like one of the brigands captures her and takes her. Like, and then that's
instead
it.
of having to protect her from like giant dinosaurs, which I get for money they can't do, but give me something close to that.
Like that they kept that planet, but they didn't keep the reason that planet exists. Like literally that planet exists because Superman's enemies were like, we're going to make a planet with a kryptonite sun and then fill it with all the craziest fucking huge monsters that can kill Superman.
Yeah.
And he was only there for like half an hour before he was like, please, someone help me.
45 minutes before the JLA came. Yeah. And she did, what was it, 9 hours in the book?
Yeah, it was like 9 hours.
I just think there were moments where it's like, that's the workaround, or that's the quick version of you're going to choose to do for this movie. It's one of those movies that I really wanted to like more. I'm not mad at it. Like, I think that they got the one thing they needed, which is like, she's Supergirl. They don't need to recast her. And this movie doesn't do anything irreversible to like her canon, But the book is...
Yeah, it just felt a little too loose in the movie, I feel, personally.
Yeah, Justin, you're quiet. Or you're doing something else?
I'm just trying to think of the way to phrase it, because it's not even that it's overstuffed, because thankfully the movie is done in under 2 hours, unlike so many superhero movies. But it does feel like maybe there are too many ingredients, and like really, if you want to do like a lean, like, if you're going to do True Grit, do it lean, obviously. But that's the thing, is we have to serve other masters, because we have to like maybe bring in Lobo to suggest he could show up in the universe later and blah, blah, blah,
it feels like they kind of were like, don't even read the graphic novel. Here are the plot points. Find a way to do this as cheaply as possible, and we'll have a movie. Because they take planets that are crucial to the book, but they don't keep the reason for having that planet in the movie. It's just sort of like fanfare service, but like only if you happen to have read the comic. It just feels kind of ridiculous. I feel like if you're going to change so much of the story to make it more about Supergirl, you need to add some more of your own flair to it. Like there's just things taken out, nothing is added except for Lobo, I feel.
Yeah, I wonder too if they added the
Mad Max brides.
I wonder if they added the Mad Max brides thing, because did the screenwriter go like, hey, now this guy's in here, and now this whole movie that's about like two women doing all these things, like now this man's coming in and saving the day, and they're like, oh well, let's add more women, so it's still about women, and like that's what they did.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a little crazy this wasn't directed by a woman. Yeah,
it could be interesting. Craig Gillespie is a director that like I've enjoyed some of his stuff, but like, I actually haven't seen the James Gunn Superman, but I just have a suspicion that it's going to have more of a particular flavor based on the films of his I've seen than what Craig Gillespie does, which is... It's funny because they're both needle drop guys, and it's funny that you called out the needle drops. But like, yeah, the needle drops in like Cruella feel like the most random ass song selections.
Oh, he did Cruella? Damn.
He did do Cruella.
I forgot that. I kind of like that movie.
Oh, he also did I, Tonya. So I think
he's just stealing women's directorial debuts left and right. This guy, dude. What's his problem?
It seems like he has like a history or a track record for successful movies about feisty women. So that's probably how he got his job. But and I'm not the best person for I think Supergirl is one of those characters where like, if Craig Gillespie had the like best version and the women directors they were talking to like didn't I don't know. It's like, okay, I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel like a woman director would have been fighting for the right things, and based on reading,
Yes.
yeah, and based
There
on
wouldn't be nameless women in cages. I can almost guarantee you that.
yeah, and like based on reading this article about like the alleged breakdown of what happened and why this movie sort of lost its way, it's like it sounded like it was two guys fighting over like what song to use in the final fight. Like I just think,
Jimmy Eat World, obviously, dude.
that was wild. That was
It
so
was a crazy choice.
yeah, I think there was a Blondie song originally because I went to this like Superman experience at Warner Brothers a couple months ago, and they already had like Supergirl movie merch. And they had these tote bags that were like Supergirl loves Blondie or Blondie loves Supergirl or whatever. And it was like, I feel like it was gonna be, it was supposed, I think it was originally going to be a Blondie song. Or is there a
Yeah.
Blondie song in the movie?
I don't think so. There's a lot of songs.
Here's the truth. Until you said it, I had blotted out that whole cover of the middle that comes up in that scene.
Mhm.
Oh my god!
Also, yeah, you can definitely tell. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think there was, man, like Eagles of Death Metal in a Supergirl movie. Like, what are you thinking? I feel like you can tell.
They're thinking they got to sell a soundtrack, I guess.
I mean, so it's like they've got This Summer by Sleigh Bells, Digital Tattoo by Werner Niedermeyer, Le Temps de l'Amour by Francois Hardy, then Wet Leg, Rilo Kiley, Modest Mouse, Wolf Alice. I just feel like it was like clearly like some of these people involved are over 50 and some of these people are women who are like picking these songs.
Yeah.
Even like picking a Rilo Kiley song that's about a breakup for her like hangover montage. I don't know. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I had fun with the movie, but it did feel like a director for hire and not like someone who really wanted to direct the movie. And I just can't help but just like there has to be a young and up and coming female director that would have knocked this out of the park that wanted to do it. Like it didn't feel like he wanted to do this movie. It felt like he was hired to do this movie, if that makes sense.
I wonder if it's because he's Australian and Millie Alcock's Australian, if she maybe wanted him too. Maybe she like, I don't know. I'm trying to be, I'm trying to figure out.
And maybe it's because he's Australian that he's like, well, there's got to be George Miller references. I'm Australian.
Hello. Where did they film this movie? I mean, it all looks like it's
some backlot. Yeah, they probably rented Marvel's. What do they call their soundstage thing?
Oh, they filmed it in Scotland and Iceland and England. Oh, they use Warner Brothers Studios Leavesden. I don't know, but they shot it in England and some parts of Iceland. They didn't anyway. But
so
yeah.
I'm trying to think of like some of the stuff that maybe from the plot that like is in the book that it is worth sort of highlighting. So real quick, the movie and the book both start. Krem of the Yellow Hills has murdered Ruthie's father. Although it's interesting because in the movie he is already with the brigands and they basically kill everybody. They kill mom. They kill one brother. Although in the book she her mother's still there and she has many siblings, but all the siblings are basically all talk and no
boisterous boys.
So that's why she's like, I'm going to go seek someone. And there's the scene that's essentially the scene that's in the movie where she goes to like a tavern to find, some bounty hunter or something to murder Krem. And first tries just a guy. And especially in the movie, the actress, I didn't look up her name, unfortunately, is so small. Although actually that's the thing about that came to me when watching the movie about True Grit. I was like, they've clearly styled this actress so much to look like Haley Steinfeld. Thank you. Yeah. In True Grit, that I'm like, it's like they're like, get it? Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get it?
I'm still very full of shame that I didn't get it. Yes.
But she goes to it and like basically a big guy's like, oh, cool, you got your dad's big, awesome sword. Let me steal that. So then Supergirl has to be like, oh man, I was just going to get drunk on my birthday.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll go whoop this guy's ass. And even with, being under a red sun, she can whoop the guy's ass. So Haley Steinfeld, Ruthie, whatever, goes to be like, Supergirl, you should, you should do this. And she's like, I don't want to. That doesn't sound like a good time. Vengeance leads to nothing great. But meanwhile, Krem has decided, I'm going to follow the little girl who's apparently asking for someone to kill me, and tries to preempt that situation. Ends up, in both versions, stealing Supergirl's spaceship, so they're kind of both stranded together. So
Yeah.
and in the process shoots Crypto with a poison arrow. Their journey starts sort of ignominiously on a space bus. They rather than have their own spaceship, they have to start their journey on a space bus, which I don't remember. Like I know that there's like little more character bits in the movie with like Seth Rogen playing like the little assistant to the bus driver. I don't know. Like,
Oh, that was Seth Rogen? I thought it was just a guy that sounded like him.
no, it was definitely
That's
him
funny.
because I think Craig Gillespie did that Tommy Lee, Pam and Tommy Lee miniseries that Seth Rogen was a part of. So they definitely know each other. That was something that, like, I guess at least they tried a little bit, because like when you look at, as you're talking about, like when you look at the drawings of like the people on the bus, there's like so much life in that space bus. And
it's also there is some levity in the book, but it is for the most part like remarkably serious. Like the topics it discusses. I mean, the first stop is like racist town that like purged an entire color of their society.
Yeah.
And shit like that. Whereas the movie tries to keep some of that, but also try to have their like Marvel quips here and there. And there is a version of that where the balance can be like made, but it didn't feel very even in the movie. Some of the things landed, but like it just felt very uneven in general, trying to be both light and also about like these super bad rapist pirates, essentially, who just wanted all male society for some fucking stupid ass reason.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. Like I'm sort of flipping through here, and like in the book, as I sort of already said, Supergirl and Ruthie are almost doing cleanup. Like they're kind of going to the places after the brigands have like slaughtered almost everyone, and sort of make the like few people that are there feel better. Although with Racist Town, they're like, hey, we're uncovering that you like basically allowed the brigands to do a genocide here. That's pretty fucked up, huh?
Yeah.
In the movie, the place they go to, they're given intel by folks that try to rob the space bus, like where Krem is. So they go straight to the planet where Krem and the brigands are hiding out. And their plan basically is like go into a bar and be like, hey, have you seen any brigands?
Yeah.
And eventually, they find it. But the whole payoff of that sequence is basically Ruthie is like, I'm going to slash Krem when I got the chance. And Supergirl's like, no, don't do it. And it leads to the death of like an innocent girl. And then like the whole thing is like, you should have, like, because you allowed him to live.
And her parents too.
He ended up killing so many people. And that's kind of setting up the end of the movie, which is that, for whatever reason, movie Supergirl is like, well, I don't want the blood to be on your hands, Ruthie, but you are right. He's got to go. Yeah, if I don't kill this guy, he will lead to the death of many. Whereas at least in the book, they're like, I mean, it might take 300 years, but he can have a change of heart.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess, it's funny that I'm sure in the movie, it's like, well, we haven't established the Phantom Zone, so we can't punish him.
Also, there's no way that would be satisfying in that movie.
Yeah, well,
I assumed he would die accidentally or something like that, and they would have to like, do the Batman Begins thing where they just don't save him, like that kind of cheat code. But I was like, oh, they just had her straight up kill him. Like, that's okay. Okay.
Also, remember Lobo chopping that dude's head off, and you cannot see it happen at all.
Yeah.
I was like, what? What just
Yeah.
happened? And he's like holding a sack and he's like, oh, fits smaller than I thought it would. Ha, all right, I'm
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah, because he has like a
Don't say my
little.
name 3 times.
Yeah, right. He's got a little arc of trying to just capture that one brigand and keeps failing. That's like his whole little story.
I hate in third act when you split up the cast and so you have to give the other one something to do. But I do think like this wasn't in the book, but I do think Ruthie like getting herself out of that jail cell, that was like the coolest that character had ever been in the
Yeah.
movie.
Not as cool as slaying dinosaurs, but yeah.
No, but like in the book, like it's almost, I mean, she has some experience, but it is a little like she's screaming and just has one of the best swords in, the known universe at her disposal. So like she gets lucky and, guts the fucking monster from under the chin.
Yeah.
Um, but it was, yeah, like I thought that was a good use of that actress and like, but yeah, like I don't I don't understand why they did what they did, But I
Yeah.
mean, I do in some ways, but it's like,
Well, also, what do you make of the last few panels in the book as far as the ending goes? Because like he is a changed man as we've said, but like does Ruthie 300-year-old Ruthie 300-year-old Ruthie just whoop him upside the head and kill him, or is he ambiguously like maybe just like alive and chastened?
I think he's alive. You got a bit of a Killing Joke sort of last panel sort of theory in your head there.
Yeah, but just because.
But I see it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because like there's the part of me that's sort of like, there's less explanation of like what went down in the movie than there is in the book. But in the book, Krem talks specifically about the moment that he kills her father, and it's just like your father was totally pure of heart. Like I was there to sort of like seek out secret subversives. Your father was not that, but in not being that was acting like he was better than me, so I fucking killed him. It almost feels to me as like, well, so wait, do you wait 300 years until this guy is sort of like clear, like has a clear conscience, and then fucking do him in too?
Yeah.
I don't think that's what happens, but there's the part of me that's like, oh, is that the like old boy revenge of the story?
Yeah, reform him so he's a good person, has things to lose, and then kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cold.
Yeah.
Let's
So
see,
that's my Killing Joke idea, but
Yeah. It honestly hadn't even occurred to me. I thought she was just like, hey man, I'm glad you're a better person, but like I don't fucking forgive you. Like, shut up. Like just knocks him out. And then because she like spits, I think, in the next panel, and then they just like walk away. Like he's
Well,
free,
okay.
but it's not like all is forgiven.
Well, so I'm reading something online and they still don't quite say it, but it's a review of the issue. And it says the series is honestly a little confused about what the right message to take from this is. Ruthie talks about Kara's kindness and her father's influence, but at the same time, there's a bleakness to the epilogue set 100 years later that seems to counter that and end the book on a downer note. It also seems to defy some of the established rules of the Phantom Zone in an interesting way, but then I'm not sure this is supposed to reflect anything else. It's a brilliant and haunting series, and it sets me go down another. Anyway, so because I did take it as she offs him, but
Really?
it was all silhouetted. So like
Yeah.
I didn't think to doubt it, but hey, maybe they left that vague on purpose so we would have special conversations like these.
Yeah.
well, yeah, because if you look at his actions,
All right,
in
hold
those
on. Let me
four
grab
frames,
this thing again. Let
Yeah,
me look
yeah.
at this.
Like he does like kind of reach and touch his own head, but then he's still in the last frame. So is he still forever? Or
Also, I don't think that's Seth Rogen in the movie. It says Paul Hunter plays Wormhole bus driver. Or wait, but then I'm looking. I don't see.
yeah,
him.
he's like the bus driver's assistant. He's the little guy that's sitting next to the bus driver.
Yeah. So here's the family: Lumpy Alien, Pub Brute, Healer, Zor-El, Wormhole bus driver, Hookah smoking alien, Big furry gremlin, Screeching alien, Two Raider. Oh, the Raider get ladies. Rest stop clerk. Yeah, I think. I think that was just some voice actor. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see some other way.
Oh, told you it might have been just a guy that sounds like him.
Oh, it's uncredited. It's an uncredited voice cameo.
Damn it.
Yeah. There we go. I'm not crazy. I'm not just hearing Seth Rogen in places.
I mean, I am. No. But yeah, I would.
Nothing. I was going to name check some weird voice cameo he has, but it didn't come to me. Sorry.
But I would say this movie made me appreciate the book more, to be sure.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad I watched the movie first. It allowed me to at least enjoy it more. I think if I had read the book first, I would not have enjoyed it as much. I'd be pretty upset, I think.
I was like, well, I went in excited. So as Justin can remark, I was like power reading this book because I had to read this book and then close the bookstore at 10 o'clock and then go to a 10:05 showing, which means 10:30 in AMC terms. But like, so I think as I was reading it, I was like getting excited, being like, oh, how are they going to do this? How are they going to do that? And I was just kind of getting excited, thinking like, oh, maybe that's not in the trailers. Maybe that planet's not in the trailers. Maybe like all this pretty stuff is going to be in the movie, and
Sure.
It wasn't. You know, I went in a little optimistic, and then I went in a little more optimistic when they were like 72 hours till crypto dies, and I was like, oh, okay, this movie's going to move fast.
Yeah.
And you know, it at least that green planet exists, and maybe in another movie, although it would be pretty stupid if Superman went there and he's like, how long did Carl last? 9 hours? I can only do 45 minutes, bro.
Yeah.
But
Reddit will lose its mind.
Right.
Well,
but
also,
like
now that you mentioned that, like it's just such a cool idea in the book of like that orb that sends her to the planet, and then the bad guy has another orb, so then she has to jump on a super horse to like outrun that orb to the ends of the universe. Like, obviously, you're not going to squeeze that into a movie under 2 hours, but like such a fun concept.
Yeah,
like so much more fun than the stuff in the movie.
Yeah.
I can understand not wanting to bring another animal when the whole movie is about rescuing an animal. But yeah, give him something fun. Like, he's just, I mean, I found the villain kind of hilarious because he was always just like sort of confused. Like, even in the final fight, he's just like, she's like, you did so and so, and he's like, what the hell? Like, what are we talking about? He's so confused, and I was like, that's kind of hilarious. That the whole society is so dumb. They just don't even know what they're doing to people. It's crazy.
I think that's what bugged me is like, he's just a savage asshole.
Yeah.
And in the book, there's just, you're not ever rooting for him, but like, there's just something you can't kind of like keep he stays in your mind in a different way, even though he's barely seen, but
he has more personality in the book for sure.
Oh, I also have to say this, Hollywood, if you're listening, can you stop making good aliens have British accents and bad aliens have like Ukrainian or like Middle Eastern accents? It just like,
yeah, it's pretty rough.
I was like, the fuck are you, like, what is this like racist bullshit?
Also, yeah, even the family that ultimately tried to, you know, sell them off to like rescue their own daughter. I was like, we've established that you can speak multiple languages and there's like some sort of common tongue. Like, why do they have this like pigeon talk in talking with her? I was like, what purpose does this serve, dude? Like, there's multiple languages. Like, just assume they all can understand each other. Like, why?
It's so fucking racist. I hated that. Yeah. I hated that so like shit like that always gets under my skin because I'm like, you didn't have to do this. You did not have to like put a little bit of like colonialism in the movie, but okay, here we are.
Here we are.
Well, I think, and that goes back to, again, like this having that like Guardians of the Galaxy like set design. It's just like, what is this like? Why does everything need to look like a Mos Eisley scrapyard, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, every bar is the cantina scene. It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
I just,
And that's a good point. Like, I also had that thought of the about the portrayal of like Krem, for instance, like, because like, and I don't even think like that I'm that sensitized to it, but I was just like, yeah, this feels very like unnecessarily stereotypical, and then especially seeing that he's kind of like a ginger Viking in the original comic.
Yeah.
It's like, was that a more interesting choice? I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, like if for whatever reason the actor like has like a really thick accent and that's the reason, totally fine with that. I don't think that's the case.
I just think everyone should follow the rule. What was it? Sting was in Dune, right? The first Dune movie.
Oh yeah, the David Lynch Dune. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Sting, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was Sting.
Always go with babes for your bad guys. Like, just fucking like. I don't remember anything about that movie besides Sting being hot and like fighting Kyle MacLachlan in that one scene. Like, when in doubt, make your bad guy hot, because like that's all people really want, is to like low key sexually fantasize about the bad guy. It's just like the minute you make them like pirate cannibals with like no personality, it just
either give them a personality or make them smoking hot. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, and it's so interesting that this movie like borrows from the existence of other movies. It borrows from like Mad Max, and it borrows from True Grit, and yet, you know, like even just think about Javier Bardem. You know what I mean? It's like he's hot and evil, but he's like magnetic. You can't keep your eyes off of him.
Yeah.
And I just wish they'd have spent less time making these pirates look like one kind of way and spent all that money doing that and spent the money somewhere else.
I can almost understand why they have to be big and burly, because of the like, you know, if Supergirl's going to be like punching and hitting them when she's at full strength, you don't want them to just be like pushovers. But like I feel like the psychopath nature of the guys in the book is so much more compelling than the sort of like. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
they're just like they're like evil heroes for hire that have taken it way too far because they enjoy cruelty, you know. Yeah. But they are still ostensibly just trying to get money as like mercenaries, but like they find very bad situations to take advantage of to kill the most people they can because they're sickos. So like that's immediately interesting because it's a fucking motive, dude. They have no fucking motive in the movie. Yeah. They're just fucking idiots.
And I wouldn't even say that, like, you know, like on a one-to-one basis, there's more characterization or description in the book. I think it's maybe just that it's done with a little more nuance or something. Like there's still a horde of pirates. Like, it's not like I'm like, apart from Krem, I don't really know the brigands, but yeah.
Right. Also, as someone who works for DC, I just have to say, I'm sure you guys tried your best, and I'm sorry that just a few things didn't work that great.
Yeah, we're just joking. We all loved it. We're just joking.
No, I mean, like, but some stuff just didn't work. Some stuff didn't work.
Yeah. I gave it a heart on Letterboxd.
I still had a good time. Yeah, I still had a good time watching it. But yeah, it's deeply flawed, but not always in a interesting way. It's flawed in a way that's like it didn't have to be this flawed. It felt like if someone had thought about it for more than 2 seconds, like we'd have a lot more different things.
Yeah, I would be very curious what. Yeah, like you said too. I feel like if it had a woman director, I wonder what we would have gotten, because like to me, like a woman director is like not a bad thing in a superhero movie. Like I think about Chloe Zhao in The Eternals. Like I just have a feeling she was like, I just want to talk about all this like metaphysical stuff. The stunt coordinator will work out the fight scenes. The AD will shoot the fight scenes, and I'm gonna go over here and like have them talk about life and death. You know, like I'm gonna have them on a cliff in Australia just talking about stuff. Like that's what I want to get. You guys get that. You know, like I think
well, also, like, I mean, infamously with like Marvel, I think all that shit's previs the year before anything else is done anyway. So
true.
there's a little more organicness to like some of the set pieces in this. Like for instance, like going back to the space bus, there is the thing where there's like kind of like the little teleport button that she steals from one of the people that's robbing the space bus, and that's kind of like almost a fun slapstick action set piece where she's kind of hopping around and punching. But like
that's true. That was added for the movie. They did add something. My mistake. I totally forgot about that scene.
I don't know. Yeah, I just think the dust cloud climax does leave much to be desired, especially because like there is a similar sort of like blowout in the book that's just sort of handled like in a much more kind of like interesting way, and it's that's also because it's like cross-cutting between like a planet and like up in the sky, and so there's a little more complexity there too. But
at the end of the day, it's like I wish this had hewed a little closer to the book. All the things that work about it seem to come from the book, but then also too, I will say like they did do a good job threading like how this version of her fits with the world the version of the DC universe they're building in the movies. So like I get the changes they made.
I did love all the interactions with her and Superman. They were pretty great.
Also, God bless a cameo that's not just one cameo and B, not like, like it was obviously it's easy to get him to shoot some like iPhone moments, and then they had an in-person thing, but that felt like what these movies should be, is like you got your guy over there coming in over here because like they live in the same world.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't just be like, oh yeah, this person came in for a day. It seems like they had him for like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. And there's that scene when she first lands on Earth and he's like nervously trying to introduce himself. And she's like, I have no idea what the fuck this guy's saying. I thought that was interesting.
They had 4 scenes together. You're right.
Yeah, they had a lot of scenes. It's like, it's a part of that's like another thing they baked in, I guess. There's 2 things I forgot that they baked into this movie that was actually kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, I think you sort of voiced that maybe you were a little ambivalent about it, but I actually do think that Supergirl origin story stuff that we get in flashback, all that stuff is actually handled great, and I fucking love the actors. Like David Krumholtz as her dad.
Yeah,
is like,
I thought it was excellent.
So like, yeah, and even paying off with that scene where like, you know, Clark, who is essentially like was an immigrant baby and like has never spoken Kryptonian, and then his cousin comes and has never spoken English, like that's a great moment. Like that all kind of plays out really, really nicely.
Yeah, when the movie chooses to like go for the heart, I think it really works. Like the dying Krypton from her perspective, I thought it was very interesting. I thought it really worked. I thought it was excellent. Even though the version in the book is even more intense and awesome, I was like, this is still a very good distillation of that.
I also love how easily they fixed like, or how it's just as easy to say like Krypton didn't die in a day. Like, and that's such a smart way to like explain around like, hey, you know what? Like this could have happened and this fits with the entire Superman mythology. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
The only thing that frustrated me, I guess, about the movie handling of that is that Crypto then becomes it's like John Wick's dog. Like Crypto becomes John Wick's puppy that gets murdered, and like that, like Crypto has to represent all of the things she isn't letting go of about, you know, the world that she's lost. So like
that works for me. But go ahead, sorry.
But that's what I'm. I mean, okay, you know what? It works.
It worked for John Wick, dude.
Ow.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. Yeah, for you listeners at home, the whole reason we are not together holding hands, bantering in person is because I am sick.
Sharing blonde wigs.
I know. We will take our picture on a different day because I realize I have this one wig that if I turn it around, kind of looks like her hair all messed up. Like that's my wig trick, is like turn a wig backwards. And I think it kind of accomplishes the like messy tendrils that she has. So I'll test that out later. But I don't have the sunglasses in the shape she has, but I think Kayla does. So I'll ask Kayla.
Oh, nice.
Nice. All right, so yeah, we're holding the episode until this photo can be taken. So.
You heard it here first, because this is the only place you're hearing it.
Wait, I lost the thread. What were we just talking about?
Talking about the heart of the movie and whatnot, and then the dog, the John Wick's dog.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that it's a bad, because movies need to have that kind of shorthand. I think I just feel like there was such a run there where like animal equals like unexplored trauma things. So with like John Wick or the Nicolas Cage movie Pig, or a third example that makes me sound really smart. It just felt like, unfortunately, I was like, why does this have to be folded in here? But apparently it was very effective in your case. So I don't take that from you. I don't disparage it. I don't cast aspersions. I don't make any other spur noises.
I think it doesn't really work in the comic, which is why they kind of say like, oh yeah, that wasn't my real motive. I could just see that you're in pain and you need someone to look out for you. Whereas in the movie, she is more of a mess and kind of has nothing rooting her to anything at all, including her cousin, kind of, right? She just has this dog. So like she can handle just about anything happening except for the one pure thing she has left, which is her dog, you know? So I kind of get it. I kind of get why they decided to lean on that more.
I did not need her to say home is anywhere you are. But
yeah, they got to make sure you get the message,
out.
though. You know, they got to make sure the little kids are understanding what's happening here.
Yeah, the crypto stuff worked for me. How did you feel about him peeing on the newspaper?
Perfectly fine. I mean, the whole like opening is definitely like, she's having a bit of a lost weekend, you know? Like,
yeah.
She's peeing with the door open and then is startled by Ruthie when it's like, oh, you didn't leave. That
got a good laugh out of me. I like that.
Yeah, it started good. It started good.
Yeah, it's just weird. There's a part of me that wants the full-on Guardians trashy girl figuring shit out version. And there's a part of me that wants the super serious, this is Ruthie's story version. And I kind of like both of them for different reasons, obviously. But like the merging them together in this way didn't fully work for me. I don't know what the correct choice would have been. But like, because obviously you have to, if you're going to choose that story, which is not really about Supergirl, but you want your movie to be about Supergirl, something has to change. So I don't know what choice I would have made, but like, I don't know if this is the one I would have made. I don't think.
I think not having like the 72-hour time crunch might have helped. You know what I mean?
If they'd actually spent time together and got to know each other, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, because then she could have like... Yeah, I think there could have just been more assumptions made about what happens between scenes.
Yeah.
But I don't even know. Like, I'm trying to, because there are movies that take place over several months, like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, wait, Tu Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar? No, that was just a couple days.
Got to rewatch that. It's been so long.
Better than Tootsie. Actually... Sort of. That's another movie where, like, the third act, it just kind of loses its way. But,
yeah.
But you know what?
Third acts are hard, man.
I mean, I guess. Okay, you know what though? What does spans over several weeks is the Australian source of inspiration for Tu Wong Fu.
Oh, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Yeah, that's like a month-long trek across Australia. They're driving from like one end of the continent to the other. Anyway.
Yeah, if this is going to be like a road trip sort of like rescue movie, like take your time, man. You decide how long the poison takes. Like it's your choice as the writer. Like you can tell it takes 3 years. Who cares?
Yeah.
As you said earlier, it some of these choices do feel like stakes upon stakes. Like I get it, stakes are good, but do we need stakes upon stakes? I don't know.
I think we should care about the stakes.
Yeah.
Other than the generic, like, this is a bad thing and bad things shouldn't happen to good people or even bad people, honestly, given the context. But like, we don't get much more than, at least not me personally, I didn't get much more than like, you should think this is bad because it is a bad thing and not because of reasons we're giving you.
I think like Buffy does a good job of that sometimes, of just sort of
Yeah.
of showing morality without saying morality.
Yeah.
I would just say, like, I'd recommend this movie for anyone who wants it on in the background. Just pay attention in the beginning. But then the minute Lobo comes, like, you can kind of check out.
That's perfect, because the thing I was going to say is like a thought experiment. As a thought experiment, what character do you think would be more interesting to throw into the mix than Lobo from the DC universe?
I would vote one of these lanterns that they're about to promote the shit out of.
I would say, they're space cops.
Yeah, and I think
she's, maybe breaking some crimes unintentionally.
Yeah, I think having a space cop with like a completely different moral code, because it's like when you have like, because he's like, okay, he's like an outlaw in his own way, and he gives zero fucks. So that would have been cooler if they had like Jon Stewart in there. And then that would have probably also solved a lot of the racism problems in the movie. But yeah, the Lobo thing was like, I don't know why you're doing this. Was he in a fat suit or is he just fat now?
I think they squashed him, right? He kind of seemed like, I don't know if either of you have seen Spawn with Johnny Leguizamo as the clown, but he kind of looked like that the whole time to me. Google that real quick.
I think he was still pretty tall.
He felt squashed to me, like on purpose. Like it felt like, because he's still a giant, tall, buff dude. So I don't know why he would look like that otherwise.
Yeah, I'm looking at pictures of him on the beach, and let me tell you. What were we talking about?
It doesn't matter.
I'm just kidding.
I don't think it does.
No, I just don't. Yeah, I kind of would have liked. Yeah, I'm looking at him at the Supergirl premiere. Yeah, he's still in great shape. His face is a little puffy, but he looked a little weird.
Yeah.
And he also, once again, kind of like, I feel like it was like they didn't know what Lobo, like what the white skin is supposed to be in the comic. Like they don't know, like, oh, is that just his alien race has white, like alabaster white skin? Or is it like white war paint? Because like that's what it kind of looked like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is it. Exactly what it looked
You're
like.
right, though. It high functioning cosplay. That is kind of what it came off as.
I don't know. And he wasn't as like cool as I thought he would be.
Yeah, you could have made that character anybody.
I mean, oh, go ahead.
No, that's basically it. Could have been anyone.
Well, that's sort of why I go back to like the Beetlejuice comparison is like when you see Beetlejuice, you're scared because anything can happen, and anything does happen. You know what I mean? He'll turn into a snake on the stairwell, and then he will throw you down the stairs. And I think that's like what they wanted you to feel when you see Lobo. Anything can happen, but like instead he's like a kid's movie character where he's like, oh, plucky kid, I'm on your side, don't you worry.
Yeah
Especially as fearsome as they built him up in the movie, then it's like, yeah, I mean, he chops a dude's head off, but it was his bounty, like,
yeah. And he spends most of the movie in a bar or prison, so it's like, okay, I guess this guy's cool. Like, okay, he's got a chopper. Cool.
Right?
Yeah, maybe there's the the 2.5 hour Marvel cut out there where he gets so much more of a story or something. I don't know.
You're right though. It feels like a kid's idea of a cool bad guy.
Yeah.
He's not very bad at all. It is obviously pretty honorable in some ways, and doesn't really do anything that terrible.
Yeah, well, and also like I don't know that much about comics, but I read a couple of Lobo things because I think the guy that either created him or co-created him, Keith Giffen, had a very interesting thing with Ambush Bug as sort of like a very meta kind of comic, like a funny take on like a comic villain, and was sort of like, I guess, a more palatable Deadpool almost. So I was like, oh, let me see what else this guy's written. So I checked out some Lobo. And Lobo also felt to me like sort of like a meta character, like a character that's sort of like looking at someone like the Punisher or something and being like, let me make a caricature of like this sort of character.
Yeah.
So it seems weird to try to make him real or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I also think too, if your villain is like a repugnant slob, then your anti-hero doesn't stand out as much for being a repugnant slob.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Like again, if they were more like, because like they're very flouncy pirates, the brigands.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, they're very flouncy. And if they'd have had that design, and then Lobo was in that world with them, he would have stood out like a sore thumb. But instead, yeah, to have him in these like dilapidated sets, it all, you know, like the only person who didn't fit in was Supergirl, but she's like barely in those scenes. Oh, well. Well, we'll remake it, guys. We got this.
We sure will.
Yeah. And especially after the folks at the DCU hear what we said here, they'll be like, oh, they've got so many great ideas.
They had good points that no one has brought up until now.
There has not been a single think piece about what they've said yet.
All right, cool. Well, let's do a quick wrap up because I think I have a sense of where our ratings are going to go. So,
okay, so I missed this recording, but around the time the recording was happening, I missed this recording because I was out of the country in Europe where it was hot. But while I was out of the country, I was very lucky to be able to get a chance to see the film discussed on this episode at the BFI IMAX screen in London, jolly old London town. Now, the thing you need to understand about the BFI IMAX is, I don't know if it's technically the biggest IMAX screen in Europe. I think there might be one that is bigger in Germany, but it is bigger than any one that is available in America. Even the Universal City Walk, our beloved Universal City Walk. It's so big. Here's the thing. It's so big. And I've been describing the BFI IMAX on the South Bank of London as sort of a movie castle. It feels like a castle because it is a giant one-screen movie theater that is round, and it takes up an entire roundabout, which they have because it was London. It takes up the entirety of a roundabout, and you have to enter subterranean from the other side because there are cars whizzing around it at high speed, and so you go through a tunnel under the earth to subvert the car moat that they've built around this movie castle. And you go in, and there's like a basement underground area, sort of your arc light or your MacGuffins, if you will. There's a bar area, and then you go up one flight of stairs, and then that's when you reach basically the entrance to the lobby, the genuine lobby of the movie theater. And you go and you can get either sweet or salty popcorn, and you can get some Maltesers and just a big Coke, just the largest soda I think I've ever seen in my life. And you enter the theater, and the theater is so big, and they have someone come out beforehand and tell you that you're going to exit out the back of the theater. They don't want people coming back down the stairs as you've come up into the theater because it's so tall. And we were sitting kind of like top middle. We had very good seats, and you sort of come up these seats. And when the movie's over, you go out the back exit. And literally, I want to say you come down 4 flights of stairs to get back to the lobby before then you can exit out of the movie castle. They put the subterranean drawbridge and you can leave. And so it's this huge screen. I mean, it's almost, I think it's literally 4 stories of screen. And, that's kind of my review of Supergirl. Really cool theater. Okay, bye.
All right, cool. Well, let's do a quick wrap up because I think I have a sense of where our ratings are going to go. So, did we like the book? Did we like the movie? Which is better? I'm going to start with you, Sina. Did you like the book? Did you like the movie? Which is better?
I liked the book. I didn't mind the movie. The book is better.
All right. Any final button thoughts there?
I will say, like, if anyone is looking for another sort of like quintessential Supergirl story and you don't want to jump into like decades of lore, Mariko Tamaki did a young adult graphic novel called Supergirl Being Super. Joelle Jones drew it. It is like one of just my top tier favorite graphic novels. And don't be fooled by things that have, young adult on the title, as mine and Allan's friend told him yesterday.
Nice. Allan, same deal.
I like the comic. I liked it quite a bit, actually. I still don't know how I feel about the ending, even with your version of it. There's just something about a book about justice where if you don't feel that justice is actually achieved at the end, it makes you feel weird. I kind of felt that way, but I enjoyed the episodic nature of the comic quite a bit, like the different worlds, how beautiful and different they all are. One of them, there was like, this is so sad, I'm not even going to tell you in my retelling of this what happened here because it's that fucking sad. I like shit like that.
Yeah.
I had fun with the movie. I don't think it was particularly good. It had some fun moments in it. It had some shit that I enjoyed. I don't really fault it for not succeeding, but I kind of hoped it would be better than I thought it was, but not a complete waste of time. I kind of agree, which feels kind of rude to say, but yeah, with this on in the background, I think is maybe the best way to watch this movie, or with some friends, who are just like having fun watching it with you. I quite obviously like the comic more.
Yeah. And I mean, listeners, episodes don't always come out when we record them, but we're definitely in the aftermath of the like basic bombing of this film at the box office. So there has been a lot of digital ink spilled about it. So there's already been a lot of processing of this isn't quite the movie we hoped it would be. So on and so on. So
it's not unredeemable or anything like that, or irredeemable. Right. It's just kind of they attempted something and they didn't go all the way, in my opinion. They couldn't choose which version of the movie they wanted, so they kind of chose no version. So that's why it sort of doesn't fully work, because they didn't commit to either side, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But that could be like studio head bullshit. I don't know. It's such a big movie. Who fucking knows?
Yeah,
$175 million.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is someone pointed out, you could probably have done the weird Logan version of this that is truer to the True Grit spirit of the book, but you can't make that movie for $175 million.
No.
I'm coming down. I think I probably was a little bit more taken with the book than you two were. I would say that this is definitely one of the.
I like him as a writer. I was surprised it was him.
Yeah,
even though he's ex-CIA or some crazy shit like that.
Oh, really?
He's a pretty good comic writer, I think.
This is my first exposure to Tom King, but also Bill Keys. Just the art is I think the art does a lot too. For
it's storybook-esque.
Yeah. So I kind of think the graphic novel is kind of top tier for me, and the movie was fine. Like I said, I gave it a hard on Letterboxd, but that's all it gets.
Yeah, you should read his run on the Vision.
Yeah,
Oh,
Vision,
okay.
Mr. Miracle is really good.
Mr. Miracle is awesome too. Yeah.
He has a Black Canary book, but I don't know if it's been collected yet. But what I read of that was
Okay.
really good too. And
He
it's
also
Ryan
has
Sook
like
drew it.
I think he did the sort of remake of Animal Farm in a dog pound called The Pound that looked depressing as all fucking hell. I think that just came out. I haven't read it, but that looks kind of interesting too.
Oh, this Black Canary book has been collected. Well, I know what. Oh, it knows. Yeah. Oh, fuck me. I need to read. I read like 3 or 4 of the issues and I liked it, and then something happened and I stopped going to being at comic stores on time. All right. Well, I know what I'm ordering for myself.
Nice. Well, life happens. But then there's always the graphic novel for you to catch up, and you can get that from skylightbooks.com or come to the Arts Annex at 1814 North Vermont.
So natural, so smooth, beautiful.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I'm trying to think what's coming up. So I'm not sure if we know what our next episode is going to be. We are coming back for American Cinematheque's Friend of the Fest in August. So if you're in the Los Angeles area, check out the Friend of the Fest. We are going to be a part of it. We're going to be presenting something based on something.
They keep letting us do it.
They keep letting us do it. Hope you have a wonderful summer. And you keep on trucking.
Or Sina, as Lobo would say. What is it?
Get out of here, ugly bastards.
Yeah, there you go.
Shop local, bastard.
Love it.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Skylight Books podcast series. We hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to check out the book featured in this episode, or others, please visit skylightbooks.com. If you're in the Los Angeles area, stop by for one of our live in-person author events. You can find a calendar on our website. If you like this podcast, leave us a review. It really helps us out. Our music is by Duck the Piano Wire. Till next time.